Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Steve and I are back as we continue our look into the Hammer horror series with Rasputin, the Mad Monk, directed by Don Sharp. Thrown out of his monastery for licentious, I can never get that word, and drunken behaviour, Rasputin travels to St Petersburg in pursuit of wealth and prestige. He soon gains influence at court and his powers of healing and of hypnotism. I buggered that up, rightly. I was like, you know, when you hit a speed bump and you just trip or hit the curb.
Rewind.
Boom. Licentious, isn't it? Licentious, that's the word.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. Just like blah, 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 blah. Anyway, really, really good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one.
Oh, we were just saying before we went live.
I mean, even though lots of people know the story of the Mad Monk, I think Hammer put their sort of hammer on it and brought it to life that little bit more because Christopher Lee was just Christopher Lee. It really looked as though the director was going to go, "I'm not going to direct you, Christopher Lee. Just get on with it." You know,
just ad lib and have fun.
He was gone. He was.
Oh, he's having a whale of a time. You could tell. We were looking at Don Sharp just before because he's his name's popped up a couple of times, but he really hasn't done that much for Hammer.
No. And then he comes up with this cracker, really.
Yeah. Because he's done a few Hammer House of Horror episodes, or he's done one, sorry, he's done one of the episodes, Hammer House of Horror. And he's done Kiss of the Vampire.
Yeah.
Now, he's done loads of movies. Now, no, I'm not saying he's not an accomplished director, but he hasn't done that much for Hammer.
No.
This was Kiss of the Vampire was a bit, yeah, you know.
This was a 20th Century Fox release.
Mm-hmm.
Which they never released much for Hammer, did they?
No, it was mainly Universal.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, 20th Century Fox, I suppose, are one of the bigger ones, aren't they, now? So,
well, they'll be bought over by Disney, so.
Yeah, well, yeah. Disney bought everything.
Yeah, that's all it did is buy everything with no talent. Shit.
Yeah.
Soon that company dies on its ours, the better.
Being taken over because MGM's now owned by Amazon.
I thought there was a whole point of the Monopolies Act in countries to stop this sort of crap happening. That basically everything gets swallowed up by like 2 or 3 giant conglomerates and allows for competition.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It all depends what if it's in the other countries, isn't it? There's not a lot we can do to stop it. But yeah, I mean, all you could do using the powers of the Monopolies Act is go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go.
Yeah. First one off the stream. Let's go.
Where's Chris?
I'm sure he'll pop in at some point. He banded us last night. We had a few other different people on, so he's been he's not up to standard at the moment. Not happy. Get it sorted, Chris. But yeah, you can understand. We were talking about before we went live there that Christopher Lee was getting annoyed with them calling him back all the time for Dracula.
Yeah.
But and we can see it that they're doing like Prince of Darkness. They did nothing with him. They brought him back for Dracula, but it had no dialogue. And he just going about going hiss, you know, and with his cape, he wasn't actually doing anything. You see him in a role like this.
He needs the script and the dialogue because he just cracking on this. I mean, he came across as the drunken monk quite well, and then you saw the madness in it with his really wide eyes when he was hypnotizing and healing, and so yeah, he brought life into Rasputin really.
But what they did quite well is they showed how people could get sucked in by him.
Yeah.
I think this is the entrance this, because we have this, the typical Hammer village, it's almost like it's the same village that all of these adventures take part in. The same pub.
Been built at Bray Studios, isn't
it? It's trademark, I mean, it's just you recognize it instantly as a Hammer horror because of the scenery and the people. But we'll have this doctor and
you almost sort of expect Dracula's castle in the background, don't you?
Yeah, don't you? You can almost look out the window and the screen just shifts over. All right, no, it's not Dracula this time; it's Frankenstein. And the new backdrop followed down. Oh, we're doing something different. It's Rasputin. Okay, new backdrop. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get the sawmill this time. I'm disappointed.
Oh yeah,
we've had the recurrent sawmill like loads of times, and we didn't get it.
It's it's definitely the feel of the Hammer scenery, definitely.
But I love the doctor at the beginning of this here, and he's just like, yeah, well, she's dead. Nothing I can do. Yeah.
Yeah. How much you can pay me?
Yeah. Is that all you can afford? To take a business about crap? You know what I mean? You silly peasant. You're just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but did you notice the pub was quite full?
Yeah.
It's crap. The pub's full.
And the way he's just blasting out that his wife's about to die in front of everybody, like no confidentiality or discretion or even a remote bit of sympathy.
It was kind of like, oh God, my wife's dying. I wish she'd hurry up.
That was funny. On times. I just love the fact that we're supposed to be in the Balkans, and everyone's got a posh London accent.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Even Rasputin had the gentlemanly Christopher Lee back accent, didn't he?
That's the thing about Christopher Lee. He can't do anything else apart from Christopher Lee.
No.
He's not like Peter. The way Peter Cushing morphs into the roles. Christopher Lee can't do that.
True, down to like the Star Wars films he was in. He was Christopher Lee. He wasn't Count Dooku or anything.
No, but that's what we turn up for. Let's be honest. He's one of the actors that's we'll turn up to see Christopher Lee perform. We don't want to see a character. We want to see Christopher Lee appear on screen.
Yeah.
The only one he did where he really embodied the role was Saruman. Like, you can't picture anyone else as Saruman. Like, nobody could ever fill those shoes.
No. Even in The Wicker Man, he was the gentleman. He was the Christopher Lee gentleman. So, yeah.
Even Flea, Harry, man. Good to see everyone.
Who's FI3?
Yeah, Flea. I remember this company. Yeah, we were sort of talking about this last night as well, just because I've said I was doing the stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christopher Lee as Rasputin just rocks up, makes an entrance and a half. It was an interesting choice of makeup.
Yeah, he looked like he'd been on the tanning machine, didn't he?
More convincing. When he was the high priest in The Revenge of the Mummy? He had that sort of, they're trying to make him look Egyptian, give him that tan, it looked really fake. What are they trying to make? As if he's been rolling in the dirt for like days or something, and
Did they? Yeah. Was he that sort of mad that because he was chucked out of the monastery? So did he not have any chance again of showering or bathing or whatever?
Yeah, but he wasn't chucked out at that point. No, even he just stayed the same. Just a sort of eccentric, wild-haired.
Yeah.
It was an interesting choice, but I think it worked for the character. I think they're just trying to make him look less of just Christopher Lee, or less, give him a bit. Like, I think there's a wee bit of prosthetic or something around the face as well. Did they put putty on him?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, I suppose looking at the picture, yeah, you can possibly see that. Sort of on the top of his.
Yeah, he's had like a bit of putty or something to like change the shape of his face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see that definitely.
One thing I didn't realize was how big his hands are.
Oh, yeah, when he was covering that woman's face.
Her face disappeared. You know?
Yeah, and his fingers are like crooked.
Yeah,
Whether
his, his fingers are all gnarly and stuff. You're like,
yeah, but whether that was actually his fingers or
yeah, there's like a stunt double with separate hands.
he looked like you.
Like that was really well done. Question. So he arrives. The doctor's obviously pronounced basically death on the tavern keeper's wife. He just rocks up and goes, "I'll take care of it."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's no like he just rushes over, doesn't he? Surely any sensible person would go, "Hey, hold on, who the hell are you? You know, don't you touch my wife?" But yeah, get on with it.
But is that not is that, like I said, they're trying to demonstrate how he wins people over?
Yeah,
and it just like we met the first doctor, and let's be honest, after that you'd be like, anything, I'll do anything because that guy doesn't care, and
yeah,
an absolute quack. So if somebody like Rasputin turns up, well, I'll do it. I'll say a prayer or something. Everyone's just like, well, what have we got to lose?
yeah. But when he took the fever away from her, I had the visions of the Green Mile. You know when
John Coffey.
yeah, when he actually sucks the disease out, doesn't he? And he has to blow it out after. Not Christopher Lee. Just dipping hands in the water. There we go. Hey, it's gone.
Yep.
Get rid of it.
Well, it's actually quite clever as well. It's like, right, don't throw that away, as in it's now contaminated. Right, let's party.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a couple of bottles of wine and your daughter.
I've taken the thing away. Feel it. Oh yeah, it's hot. You've got it now on that finger, just
yeah. No, we don't. Don't worry about that. Don't bring facts and logic into things like this.
Oh, God. No, I couldn't even see many mistakes. It was, I thought I saw one boom light. Yeah, I thought I saw one boom light in the pub. In one of the opening scenes. But that was about it. I didn't really not a lot. Not that I was looking this time because I was enjoying the film.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it twice, and yeah,
but you not find that though, if you're, I think we've talked about this. Quite a few of us have talked about this, but if you're enjoying something, you're not looking for mistakes.
no.
It's when you're not enjoying it that then you start picking apart every detail.
Yeah, and then the other thing I noticed, the pub landlord is praying when the doctor goes. He's got a mirror thing or a picture, and he's got a blue pot that side and a candle. And if you notice in the further scene, the blue pot is actually moved because it's not the same pattern at the front. So I noticed that one. But, yeah.
Was that like those little box things? Are they like Russian Orthodox sort of prayer things to set up?
I don't
know, something like that way. But yeah, he does it, and then it's like, right, let's party. And here's the you can see that they've used stunt doubles, in the sort of high. Did it really well, actually.
Yeah.
This time, the camera cuts are really sharp.
Yeah.
Between using stunt doubles and using Christopher Lee, but Would you be surprised if he actually knew how to Cossack dance and wasn't using a stunt double?
Well, did you know he speaks 9 languages?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a guy, isn't it? He speaks
He,
9 different languages. 10 if you include English.
he was like one of the last people to see a beheading in France during the revolution.
Yeah. So, you know, who knows if he speaks the language, whether he does know how to do the dance.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You just don't know, do you?
No, well, Christopher Lee, like he can Cossack dance as well. Well, there's a shock. You know, it's just you nod your head and go, yeah. That.
Into traditions and in a film and studied, you know, whatever he was in, because I imagine he just doesn't go and act it, you know, or didn't when he was alive, and he probably done his background stuff on it. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he did the dancing. But,
Yeah, my favorite thing about Christopher Lee is when he was in Lord of the Rings, the bit where Wormtongue was going to stab Saruman in the back, and Peter Jackson wanted to go and he's like, no, when you stab someone in the back, they don't go they go because you know the breath, and he just gave us whole description of what it's like to stab someone.
Yeah.
And everybody remembered that he was actually one of the first special forces soldiers in World War II. So like, okay, we'll do it your way.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's not that often you get a person like him in the world.
No, not at all. The guy was. Well, we've said it before. He's one of the class actors, and and we are going to lose quite a few. We lost Gene Hackman recently.
God, that whole thing was that wasn't pleasant.
Yeah, I think you're going to be Clint Eastwood is surely within the next couple of years, I would say.
Well, the potential in the next 5 years to lose Clint Eastwood, William Shatner, Michael Caine. I mean, they're all within the same age range.
Yeah. And then we'll be left with all the junk actors.
Oh, there's nobody inspiring today.
No.
Only one going about today is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I do like Gary because he's the sort of actor who fits in any part, but he plays it to the part. Like when he was in the Batman trilogy, he played that well. But then you go on to something like is it The Fifth Element?
Yeah, The Fifth Element, completely different character, and
then you go on to something else. And
I mean, he played Dracula. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He played about 3 characters in the same movie. If you think about the 3 versions of Dracula played through Bram Stoker's Dracula, like or 4 if you include actually Vlad, you know, as Vlad in the armor and stuff, like he was completely different characters in the one movie. Apart from him, I've kind of gone off Tom Hardy because he's got a bit samey lately.
Yeah.
I used to be a Tom Hardy fan. He used to do varied roles, but now he's went in that weird sort of just, I don't know what he's doing.
Play the same characterization is Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. They're just Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in everything they do.
I never got the hype behind those two. I never got the hype behind them.
And I just find them so, it's the same. Yeah.
And I don't like gangster movies, so all the stuff they've been in, not a fan of.
It's not fantastic. Jack Nicholson, he must be.
Oh, he's on right up age. He's in his 80s. I think they're sort of the next. I think the sort of Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito's, Anthony Hopkins. You know, I think they're sort of the next batch to go. Because it usually is. If you think about it, when you see like a bunch of celebrity deaths, there's like a batch of, a certain group of a certain age.
Yeah. Sounds like Gremlins too. You got Gremlins. Clint Eastwood doing Gremlins.
Yep. Then Danny DeVito and all Gremlins 2.
Too,
they're making the Gremlins 3.
Oh, I know. Why can't they leave it alone?
Because they've nothing in the bank. This was the height of the 80s was the height of creativity. This was cinema as they were learning and growing and taking in new techniques, but they were still focusing on storytelling.
Okay. Is it true, or is it just some rumor that they're making Braveheart 2?
I think that's just a wind-up.
Is it?
They're trying to say that they're going to take it from Robert De Bruce's perspective. You know, the original story. There was Robert De Bruce, actually, not.
Yeah.
And
when we went to Edinburgh for Cole's birthday, the guide, when we were on the bus going to Loch Ness, he was actually telling us, this is where the Battle of whatever it was.
wasn't it?
And he says, now, for those of you who think that it was Mel Gibson was Braveheart, it wasn't. It was Robert the Bruce was the Braveheart, because he had his heart removed, of course. He told us the full story. So we were there going, I feel diddled now.
Well, yeah.
I need to see that film.
There's another one. He did a lot of anti-British movies, didn't he?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Did he?
He did all the American Revolution ones and stuff, and remember the whole wave of anti-British stuff was coming from Hollywood. Yeah, he was involved in a lot of that.
I like what's his name? Donald Trump. Last time he was president, he had to go at the Mexicans. This time he's going for the Canadians.
Yeah,
yeah, we must be next soon. Come to Brits.
We're used to getting hated anyway. Sure, it's Plastic Patties Day. All the plastic patties are starting their nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've tried to stay off social media today, and thankfully, my friends have now twigged on not to tag me and shit. Find it rather annoying. But anyway,
yeah, going back to the film.
Yeah.
Go on off again.
No. We'll also get I love the way the landlord just hands his daughter over and so casual about it that he's got eyes on her.
Yeah. But it's like I said to you, there was an element there of like rape, two rape scenes, isn't it, really? He used his power over women to more or less have an attempted rape on her.
Well, she was willing until he chopped their boyfriend's hand off.
Yeah.
Then she kind of changed her mind, understandably so. Like, it was all laughs and giggles until the spurned lover came in.
He chopped the hand off, but the hand that they picked up was the other hand.
He must only had the right hands at that time.
But when it was on the ground, it was that hand.
Yeah, they didn't have any left hands available in the props department. That was all I had left. That used them up for the week.
Yeah, but she didn't like him. Man.
Yeah, but that was kind of showing the leading up to him getting kicked out of the monastery. Anyway, I think that's what we were building up to. He's done this a lot, throughout the villages, and up until this point, he'd just been getting away with it. But then, because he got into an altercation,
he's good at his hypnotism, isn't he? He hypnotizes her and says, more or less, push the kid off the. Make sure he has an accident.
Yeah, that was good. Because that's the whole story, isn't it? He was the advisor to the Tsar, and that's what the legend goes that almost led to the Russian Revolution was Rasputin in the background pulling strings.
Yeah.
How much of it, obviously, how much of it's true, how much of it's not true? That's that's the whole point of myth and folklore, isn't it?
Yeah, because I always thought that the person who killed Rasputin was Boney M. Ra Ra Rasputin. They killed that song. Something's wrong.
God, I don't know. But he then decides after all that he's going to just leave it. I love the way just casually brush off the fact that he chopped off somebody's hands. Like, there's obviously no assault charges.
Yeah, because he disappeared through the.
They just let him off. They didn't arrest him. They didn't imprison him.
And he was talking to loads of people after. Why did you do that? Self-defense. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Well, I can actually see it being self-defense, and the fact that he chopped his hand off. But you'd think there would have been some sort of, input into custody, not just, well, I'm going to leave the church and see you.
Yeah.
The fact they brought the hand with them for the abbot, was it the abbot or whatever? But yeah, we end up now in St Petersburg or East London, one of the two.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the scene where he just goes in and you've got this other guy with Dr. Boris, he's got this guy propped up, right? He can outdrink anybody, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. No, he can't.
And I just love the fact that he's doing it shot by shot and Chris Ridley's just going for the bottle. It's like, yeah, not messing about here.
Yeah.
Oh, he has arrived. Speak of him, and he shall appear.
Chris.
We're talking about you. You've been slacking, boyo.
Yeah. Chris, did you hear I got arrested for terrorism on the plane? I was there doing my mathematics, and the marshal come on and arrested me for being a member of algebra.
Oh, dearie me. God, you laugh at them. Somebody has to.
My past is coming back to catch me up because about 2 months ago, one of my old friends who I haven't seen since school more or less, contacted me through Facebook. So, and then 2 weeks ago, one of the guys I used to work with, I haven't seen since 1992. I know that. Contacted me, and he actually said to me yesterday, "Oh my God," he says, "your jokes haven't improved."
No, there's just more of them now.
Yeah, but no, two people. I haven't seen one since. I haven't seen both of them since about 1992. Because the first one, he worked in the hospital opposite. When me and my missus first split up, I rented a flat opposite the hospital, and he worked there, and just passed each other in the streets. I hadn't seen him, and then Dave, I hadn't seen 1992 when I left Royal Mail. So, God, who next?
God, the last time I had random people add me was when my sister went to a school reunion.
Yeah.
It was like the 25th anniversary of the school closing down or something, and all of a sudden all the people were adding me and I never went.
Oh,
and the idea that I would add them, it's just gonna, what are you getting back in my life for? Go away.
Yeah. So is my ex-boyfriend trying to contact me.
Oh, please don't be doing this tonight. Oh my god. Don't ruin the review. This is a good movie. It's actually quite fun and enjoyed it. And Christopher Lee's brilliant. Gonna ruin the whole tub with these awful jokes.
Thing is, if you edit it before putting it online, the podcast will only last about 5 minutes.
Yeah, true. But again, that's like those Lee streams. If we took out all the tangents and random stuff, there'd be like 5-10 minute reviews at most.
Yeah.
But that's not why we're here.
Nah.
That's not why we're here. We're here for the tangents and the random stuff. It just happens to be a movie in the middle of it all. You know what I mean? This is just an excuse to hang out and talk a load of nonsense. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
But the bar scene will have the upper class ladies, of course, wanting to slum it. They're bored at the ball and they want to go and have a bit of fun. And of course, go to the most boring. It's almost like a working man's club, wasn't it?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, it wasn't like a nightclub or anything. It was or a dance hall. It was a working man's club. I knew you have that one random person gets up in the middle with a jukebox is playing, dancing.
Yeah.
Just happened to be Christopher Lee this time. But
yeah,
we're seeing Rasputin here. He's showing more power than he ever has as Dracula.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. He's showing more, he's hypnotizing, he's overpowering, he's using strength of personality, charm and wit, which shows how he ends up with followers. Where he never showed this as Dracula.
No, but he's A, different director, but B, I think the script has a lot to do with it, because this wasn't scripted by the usual Jimmy Sangster.
Mm-hmm.
And his speech in this one, he just rolled off the tongue. And it's like I said, it's like the director said to him, "Oh, I'm not going to direct you, just get on with it," sort of thing, be yourself. Because he just seemed to get into the part as though he was that sort of person.
Mm-hmm. Like he was really invested in the role. Where you see him, like I just can't help but compare him to, because it wasn't that long ago watched Dracula, and he was so stiff and wooden and just not really invested. And yet, this is what Christopher is like when he's given the right direction and given the right script.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. For the power to just, in a way, ad lib through it. Is the script, but if you think anything else can be added, just do it.
Yeah, just having that bit of it's all about the scene and the character, and there's a bit of an understanding there.
Because if you look at putting different actors in the place of Rasputin, you can actually imagine how they would play it, because it would all have its own individuality. With who could you put in it? Who else could you put in to play that part?
Not when you see, that's the thing. When you see Christopher Lee in this role, you kind of left with nobody. Like Peter Cushing couldn't do it.
No, it's totally the wrong.
Completely the wrong role for him.
Wrong role, yeah, because he just wouldn't be able to get that.
Bram Blessed.
Yeah, but even him was.
But he would just be. He could not be Bram Blessed, if that makes sense.
He'd laugh.
Yeah.
Because his normal thing was to be loud and laugh.
Yeah,
my mum used to idolise him in Z Cars. Brian Blessed, he was in Z Cars. Did you ever see Z Cars?
Don't remember.
60s version of Dale, really.
All right.
But yeah, yeah, he was in that, and even that he was loud and laughing. He was a character I think called Fancy, from what I can remember. I'm sure Mum used to say Fancy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's when you see this role being done so well, like you just can't see everybody else in it. There would be less.
Yeah.
Sonia was an interesting character in this.
Who was, sorry?
Sonia.
Yeah.
Bit of a masochist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, my mum was right, or I was right. Brian Blessed, he played a character in X-Files called PC Smith, and his first name was Fancy. Fancy Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them people I think got famous for being famous sake. He doesn't really have a massive back catalogue.
Nice.
But I'm just thinking in terms of personality, you know, he's bagged the personality. He's the only one that could be remotely in this role.
Yeah.
Especially the way Christopher Lee plays us.
Yeah.
It's almost like his character in The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, where he actually gets to let loose.
Brian Blessed, of course, is another one of those actors that just carries on acting. He's still acting today. You know, he's still going now, so he must be in his 70s, 80s,
70s, pushing 80 at least.
Yeah. God. Brian Blessed.
Yeah, still embracing life, which is fair enough.
In 1936. That's 64, 74, 84, 89.
Right. Oh God, he's not one in the batch one. he's in the first batch. Hey.
What batch can we put Chris into? Yeah, 89.
Yeah, but yeah, Sonia wants a bit of rough.
He was in Star Wars Episode 1. You know, the 1997 film.
I try to forget.
Yeah.
Why do you just keep bringing up that shitty franchise in my channel?
Chris is on.
Like, stop it. Bad enough the ones out there are still crying about it, and it's like, give over. It's done, dead, finished. It's been crap for years, decades.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Three flukes, and then it just got beaten like a dead horse.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, back to Sonia. Like, she's completely besotted, and she wants to be demeaned.
Yeah.
Like, that's almost what she was looking for. But I just love the way first of all, he moves in with Boris. Just casually, yeah, I'm moving in with you. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, where's he live? Yeah, but even, do you know where Rasputin is? Yeah, he's living over there.
Yeah.
When they were looking for him.
Just matter of fact, yeah.
His place is over there, you know. He's living with bloody Boris. Got who's knocked off.
Yeah, he's living quite well for someone that's been struck off and has no career and is a drunkard, to be honest.
Top-notch apartment.
Yeah. Especially in those times. That would have been luxury.
We were doing an experiment.
But yeah, Sonia, like, he just slaps her and then has his way with her. Sends Boris out to go get some groceries and then just has his way with her and just treats her like shit. And she loves it.
Yeah. And then he says to her, then, doesn't he, I've had enough of you.
Yeah.
Later in the film. Yeah.
You've done your job. Go away. Kill yourself.
Oh, I mean, the idea would have been when Rasputin was around, don't look into his eyes.
Yeah, but like Medusa.
Yeah. I really expected a guy off Little Britain to come up. Look into the eyes, don't look around the eyes, you're under. I guess you don't watch Little Britain.
I'm trying to think. Was it Matt Lucas or David Walliams? It's only the two, isn't it? Matt Lucas is the bald one.
Yeah.
David Walliams is the tall one.
Yeah.
Sure, it was banned as well. The friggin' everyone got annoyed about that.
Oh, they wouldn't get away with it now.
No, but they're trying to ban the old episodes and stuff, and you're like, friggin'.
Yeah, BBC won't show them. Yeah, but they wouldn't get if they made it today. They just wouldn't get it.
Oh,
at the time, David Walliams was asked, wasn't he, how did they do it? And he goes, "We didn't discriminate against anybody." He said, He says we weren't racist because we targeted everyone. We weren't fattest because we targeted everyone, and that's how we got away with it.
That's the whole point of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a fan of comedy. I've given up on it.
He was that comedian. He said he got accused of being racist, and he went, "I'm not racist. I hate everybody."
Yeah, I always say that. Hate is too beautiful an emotion just to give to one group of people.
Yeah.
That's just hand wringers, pearl clutchers, whatever you want to call them. Just it's the same people that attack horror. Oh, it's too graphic. It's too this. It's too that. Well, don't watch it. If you don't like it, go away. But you just need to change. No, we don't. You just need to not watch it. Go find something fluffy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that Barbara Shelley who played Sonia. Yeah, she was very much a TV actor. She was also Ted Cars. Yeah.
There you go. She did a good role. I enjoyed her role in this.
Yeah, more or less a TV actor she was, but one who was working left, right, and centre bar. That's it. But such a wide range. She was in everything from the Two Ronnies to Blake Seven, Bergerac, Doctor Who, EastEnders. Well, I'd get that struck off.
Yeah, I wouldn't admit to that. If I was a working actor, I wouldn't admit to being in one of them things. Oh my god! I think I keep asking, is that thing still going?
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I have not watched. I'm talking 20 years now. I've not bothered with TV. I couldn't tell you what's going on or what's on, because especially the terrestrial channels are shit.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
No, each their own.
If it's on in the background, I'll sort of go, "Oh, what's happening there? Have they died yet?" Sort of thing. But yeah, he's the one that watches it. I got Netflix just for him.
No, like I said, it's very rare I'll watch a TV series, but movies.
I watch the first one for him, and then I'll fall asleep, and then he'll be on episode 4 or 5 or something. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I missed it. I fell asleep. I just can't get into series anyway. Very, very rarely will I get into a series.
No, I've talked about this loads of times. Like there's one hand, the amount of actual series I've watched and enjoyed.
There's Stephen Graham. I do like Stephen Graham and things he did.
Not familiar.
He's just been in one called Adolescence that he actually wrote. Very, very clever, and it's the gist of it is his son is accused of murdering a girl who goes to his school, and at first he says, "No, I didn't do it." And it's all about the fallout from his son being put into young offenders institution whilst on bail, and the father and son relationship, how it's strained. It's very, very cleverly written, and but it's all done on a like a the camera's following them around all the time, you know, and so each scene is done on a continuous like thing. So you know, you don't get cuts in the scene. They'll pick one particular story of say 3 minutes, and the camera follows them around in that 3 minutes from start to finish, and picks up all the dialogue. There's no cut up whatsoever. It's very clever. But Steve, he's also done Little Boy Blue, about the Reece Jones who was murdered in Liverpool by the gang. He's done those Made in Britain. Is it called Made in Britain? I think it's called Made in Britain. But the Racist in 1980.
Is that not Made in England back in 1980, the skinhead one?
Yeah, Made in England, yeah. He was in that. He's an absolutely brilliant actor. Absolutely brilliant.
Fair enough.
The only thing, if there's a Stephen Graham thing, I'll watch it. But,
yeah, there's that much crap. I'll not even waste my time. You know,
it's terrible.
That's
because of all the TV channels you've got these days. You can't actually target anything to settle down to.
Yeah, no, I'm happier. Honestly, I'm happier not wasting my time.
Yeah, I'd rather watch a film.
Or I'll go onto YouTube for a bit and watch people talking, you know, or vlogs. I'd sooner spend an hour on YouTube than watching TV. That's just the way of it, you know. Now, honestly, I don't miss it. Not a bit of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen this whole sort of Rasputin is sort of building his base of operations, and he's got sites on the Tsarina. That's where he wants power, almost just power for power's sake, because he just doesn't know what to do.
No.
It's too easy for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can kind of get that sense of, well, I'm just causing mischief because I want to, I can. It's not for any actual goal or to achieve anything. It's just
everyone seems to think that he's this wonderful person who heals people, doesn't he?
But is that always the way with healers? They turn out to be the worst people. Like, you know, look at the medical profession. It's some of if you want to get a knife in the back, get involved with the medical profession. I think do with healers, even going back to the shamans and witch doctors, you know, tribes, always the most brutal, nastiest people end up being healers. It's a strange thing.
Yeah. This, I mean, you know that scene where she pushes the young
off the.
That was so like, surely that other girl saw her do it. It was a case of how did that happen? Oh, you know, he fell.
I think that's just the camera techniques of the day.
Yeah.
Because I think we've said this before, we can't judge just by modern standards where obviously cameras now, you can do fast movements, you can do quicker cuts, where things did have to be slow moving so the camera would pick it up. And I think that was just part of it. That had you couldn't like do a quick push and you just miss it.
Yeah.
So things like that I can forgive, you know, because I understand the limitations.
Yeah.
They got some good fight choreographers in for this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
the fight scenes were really good.
They never had Peter Cushing as fight coordinator.
No, that's he's not qualified for that. Oh, oh. That's the only area where Peter Cushing fails any sort of fight scene or action. He's just awful.
Yeah.
But you can tell they're stunt doubles, the way that they hide the face and all and use the hair and stuff. But
Yeah.
they're really good. I think it's the first Hammer movie they've brought in proper stunt doubles to do the fight scenes.
Yeah.
And they've made it look really well.
Was that something to do with the case of them being 20th Century Fox?
It might have been. Maybe they brought something to the table. Who knows?
To have their own teams, don't they?
But something's different.
Yeah.
It feels like a Hammer movie,
Mm.
but it's had something extra injected into it.
Yeah.
It's just raised it up a level, which I'm quite happy with.
Mm.
No, I mean, there aren't complaints here. The changes that they made or whatever they did in the production in the background translates really well on the screen.
Because even, when she slit her wrist, even the blood wasn't a normal post office pillar box red blood. It was
Still didn't look great, but it was an improvement.
Where's the red pillar box blood gone?
Yeah.
Perhaps we have Hollywood red.
But I like the way as well he decides he's going to install Boris as the chief physician.
Yeah.
He just tells him this is what's happening.
Yeah. Sorry, you're sacked, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's the new one. I'm telling. He already knows. He already knows the new doctors at his head.
Yeah. I wonder if he hypnotized him to stop him drinking, get him back on or was it just he needed an opportunity? Because he did clean up quite well. You see him going from the gutter, getting cleaned up, and looking respectful again, and actually getting involved with his experiments, and taking an interest.
Perhaps he just wanted a drinking buddy.
Well, it didn't work out when he had a drinking buddy at the start of the movie. Yeah, and he was basically a zombie.
Yeah.
Being used to obviously make the other guy money, which that's not really much of a life, is it?
Josh Ackland, that name rings a bell. He played the bishop.
Wasn't much of a character. It's more of a bit part.
No, I know, but I'm sure he's quite a well-known.
Because one of the trailers they made a big thing of him as the bishop, but it's like, yeah, he wasn't really didn't serve any purpose in this.
I think of the wrong Josh Ackland. He's another one who's been a constant actor, and always looks like he's always been in work. So I was in Miracle on 34th Street. Richard Attenborough? Always get the Attenborough stuff. Yeah, he's very much an actor who's always been in work while of it, and
I think you said before that's pretty much the
never had a big part himself. Never been the lead actor, but always been in something.
But that was pretty much the culture of the day, wasn't it? Well, I think we've noticed this quite a bit, that there's a lot of jobbing actors. Yeah. And that's basically, they just went from role to role and varied roles and did what they were meant to do.
Yeah.
The whole idea of the star, they were just getting their head around the idea of that, having the major star, but
yeah,
it's still got the mentality of the acting troupe.
Mm.
You can still see that sort of mentality in these movies, which I do appreciate.
Hammer had this thing about having these jobbing actors, didn't they? They had the main man, so in this case Christopher Lee, and then they'd have all the actors who, I mean, they probably had an array to choose from, but they had to pick the ones that would fit in on the casting. But
I thought this was decently cast. Like there was nobody giving a bad performance.
no,
That was the thing. It doesn't matter whether you're a TV actor or a jobbing actor or what. Everyone gave a solid performance in this. Even the two whores, the streetwalkers. At the start, you see them like snubbing their nose at Rasputin because they didn't have much money, and then later on in the movie, they're actually sitting at the table with them. Eating as if they're their best friends. That was just a little subtle thing of to see the value in him. Do you know what I mean? That was just a subtle, just a dinner scene, nothing to it. But the fact is, they've now gravitated towards him instead of like the gentry, which they usually go for. They understand his power. It was just little subtle things in the movie that showed how he was just getting more and more powerful and more renowned. And this is all before he moves into the Tsarina's, spare cottage or whatever that was, spare mansion, backup mansion.
Yeah. So at first they didn't want to reward him, did they? Oh, they did, but he wasn't. He didn't want anything, did he, for saving the Tsar?
He set it up. He was playing the long game.
Yeah, that's right. He appeared as though he didn't want him.
Yeah,
but he did.
He knew exactly what he was after. That's
Yeah.
It was creating the mystery in that, and this holy man came in and healed her son, and and just wanted nothing for it, and that stuck in the back of the head. No, it was all part of his mistake. And the thing is, they've built it up. Like I said, even using the call girls and using various people and Boris and that, you've seen the power of him.
Yeah.
That he can go around and rag the riches, and if he wants money, he'll go and get it, and then he'll just go back to rags and riches. He doesn't care. He's, how to put it? He's somebody who's like truly free, if that makes sense. But that freedom's also dangerous because he doesn't have ambition. He doesn't know what he wants.
In this day and age, it'd probably be deemed as psychopathic.
Oh, complete narcissist, and
yeah.
And yeah, psychopathic because you're just prepared to kill, just for the sake of it.
But no, it's of course Boris finally sees sense, doesn't he? In when Rasputin hypnotizes the woman and says, "Go kill yourself," and Boris finally sees sense and tells him where to go. So,
but it didn't do Boris any good because he goes and crawls straight back in the bottle again.
Yeah.
So he had a chance of a bit of dignity in that, but then he just throws it all away. Peter was an interesting character in this.
Peter.
Yeah. Sonia's betrothed or fiance or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's seen as intended to throw herself about, and yet he's hell bent and getting revenge. And like, mate, this is for you to sort of open your eyes and go, I'm best. I'm not attached. We haven't signed any papers. I'm out of there.
Yeah. Any sensible person would have gone, you made your bed, you lie in it, love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes to get when Sonia ends herself, he decides he's going to take on Rasputin, and he should have known that he had no chance. He's completely outmatched.
Yeah.
And this is another thing as well. This scene, in the dark.
Yeah.
My God, why couldn't have done some of that with Dracula?
Yeah, that would have been very horrible to do.
Imagine Peter Cushing as Van Helsing coming in to try to take out Dracula, and Dracula behaving like that.
Yeah, hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, and playing with them.
Because it would have been perfect for Dracula because he needed the dark anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can understand because Christopher Lee, I think after Prince of Darkness, the second one, was very reluctant to return to the role. And definitely when it came to Taste of the Blood of Dracula, he didn't want to be in it at all. But the studio wouldn't move ahead with the movie unless he was, and they paid him money, and he was just like a bit part, when it got to that stage. But you can see himself as an actor when he plays a role like this, and you see the scenes being set up and how good it was, and the tension, why he would feel, why am I wasting my time with the character,
Yeah.
But I had to look it up. Obviously, Boris is messed about with sulfuric acid. We kind of got a bit of a setup that was going to appear later on.
Yeah. I thought the makeup of that was pretty good because some of the previous movies where they've used that sort of in Phantom of the Opera, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He threw the stuff on the inker, printing press, and the makeup wasn't that effective.
Wasn't acetone? I can't remember what that was. Yeah, that was terrible.
Eh?
That was terrible. That was.
Yeah. But this was actually quite. It did look like the acid had actually burnt him. It actually looked like it wasn't a mask. Because in previous films, they would have used a mask, wouldn't they, over his
but now they're actually, because like I said, you can see the putty, the mold with Christopher Lee, Rasputin's character, and you can actually see them applying it. They've upped the game. They're actually using prosthetics as opposed to just putting a mask over somebody.
Yeah, and that's happened quite quick because if you remember in the past film we reviewed.
Yeah, there were the mummies. The zombies were all wearing like papier mâché masks that were horrible.
Yeah, and this is really gone okay because it did look like he was burned. By acid, So
yeah, I didn't look up the budget for this, but you can just see that the production value has went up a notch with the fight scenes and using stunt doubles and just the script and letting Christopher Lee, giving him some room to breathe, that he can actually embody the character. That's like, to me, so far, this is one of his best roles.
Yeah.
Like, without hands down. Like, I keep making comparison to Dracula because that's what he's known for, but this is a step above.
The original Dracula he was in was good.
Yes.
Because it was new. It was, Christopher Lee was new to the part, and it was a scary film. You weren't actually looking for Christopher Lee, and you were looking for Dracula, and I think that one was fine. But after that, that character was not given the boot that it should have been.
No, and this is an example of what can happen.
Yeah.
And it's not a money thing. It's it's definitely a writing thing. It's definitely a direction thing. Give the right script in the right direction, and you can do wonders.
Yeah.
And the fact that this has upped it up with the production value as well just makes it a brilliant movie. Like, this one really holds up. Like, it's enjoyable now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
One or two bits, like you said, with the whole pushing Alexei off the balcony, but still, that's only a blip. Everything else has been see some of that crap out today, and it looks so bad.
I don't watch the crap out.
No, but you know what I mean? Look at the green screen stuff that's out today with the terrible CGI and the digital blood, and you're not invested at all. Where this, it's the character acting sort of. That's what keeps you engrossed in this. Like, is he going to succeed? What's he up to?
Yeah.
It was interesting the fact that Peter just ended up like laying just outside the front door of his home. He didn't quite make it. just enough to give us you know.
Yeah. And then he dies.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, he should have already been dead with hypothermia.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be St Petersburg in the winter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They decide to ensnare him and use the honey trap rather than the stick. They realize they can't take him on like directly, so they try the honey trap. But even Boris, like, I know we needed to see him injecting the chocolates, but why not just do one or two at the end and have it all ready? Why have him run about like in Egypt when they knew the time scale?
He couldn't have poisoned all. Did you see the big box of chocolates? There was
Yeah.
bloody thousands of them in there. How did he know which ones to? Because he only had like one syringe full of poison. He could have only like poisoned, 20 at the most.
But if he had it just, if you had the like 4 or 5 pulled out and he was just finishing them off and putting them in, and just to demonstrate that he'd done the whole thing, everything was prepared, and then maybe went back and hid. But that's where it got a wee bit silly.
Yeah.
Was Boris acting like incompetent basically and rushed about last second as the carriage arrived? That was a bit unnecessary.
He was behind the screen. Now, who could see Boris behind the screen? Like this.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's that was quite funny. That.
Yeah, that's the only bit that really took me out of it. It was like
drinks his wine, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the story in reality was he was poisoned.
Yeah, it would make sense because that's somebody like him. If he's that powerful and he's that aware, you're not going to take him on head to head.
No.
So it'll have to be this, the sneaky way. But it's just the way he just went along with it, though.
Yeah.
And didn't sense a trap.
Yeah, because she'll be here in a minute, and it's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
So he decides to have a drink and eat the chocolates, but
yeah. I think it got a wee bit silly at the end, just with they made it very chaotic, but even with the fighting and the tussles and stuff, it still looked better than some stuff we've seen previously.
Yeah, very, very much so. And even Peter Cushing dying as Rasputin was a scene in itself, wasn't it? He was with his eyes when he was crawling towards him, and the guy was like, "He will die!" But yeah.
No, definitely a fun movie. You can see the improvement in the techniques.
It'd be strange to see what the next one is like.
I'm just going to look at that. The next one is Reptile.
Reptile.
The Reptile.
Who's in that?
1966.
Reptile. Is that like someone turning into a reptile?
Yep. Noel William, Jennifer Dunn. We're back in Cornwall again. A lot of outbreaks in Cornwall.
Oh, they start dying from snake bites.
In a Cornish village, various locals die from mysterious snake bites, but the coroner rules the death as heart attacks until a family of newcomers starts an investigation. It's almost like Plague of the Zombies all over again.
Yeah. The reviews is...
I'm just seeing the trailer here.
The reviews, one of the best Hammer films.
All right, there you go. Do you know what this should have been? Yeah, this looks basically like the Plague of the Zombies all over again.
Yeah, but with snakes.
But with snakes, yeah.
It'll be
John Gilling as well. Was it John Gilling?
What the snakes are like.
Well, they're not necessarily snakes. They're snake people.
are they going to use like sort of pictures of snakes and then?
Oh, he did direct the Plague of the Zombies. There you go.
Yeah. It looks like the snakes are like the equivalent of CGI back then. But saying that, looking at some of the looks like the makeup's going to be good as well. Well, that's it.
Yeah, just trying to see what else.
Oh, and Michael Ripper's in it. Yeah.
Andre Morel.
Good on Michael.
Where are the top cast? See, this is one I think it should be James Forbes and his daughter Sylvia.
Yeah.
This should be another one of the. No, they go and investigate something else.
Mm.
So they went and investigated the zombies. Now that it's snake people. That would be like a Quater. No way they've done like a couple of Quatermass movies. I think they should do like a. They should have done a John and Sir James and Sylvia adventure. We've got sitars this time rather than voodoo drums.
Yeah, no, this one will be this one will be strange to see.
Mm-hmm.
So people were getting bit by snakes, just like they were getting done by the zombies.
Yeah, he's essentially told the same story, hasn't he? Sneaky, sneaky. Don't remember that one at all.
Might be good. Don't judge your book.
No. I'm reserving all judgment. Do you know what? If he pulls it off, fair play to him. That's what I'm saying. If he tells a good story, and if it turns out to be exactly the same story as Plague of the Zombies, I'll be impressed if he gets away with it.
We got John Laurie in it. He was in Dad's Army.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what his character name is. Dad's Army.
I can't remember half the characters now.
He was.
The only characters I remember is Mannering and Pike.
Private Fraser in Dad's Army. I knew he was in Dad's Army. Yeah, I did like Dad's Army. He was in. They buggered it up with a remake film, didn't they?
Well, there you go. That's what we're doing next time. We shall be back. We're past the halfway point now.
Oh wait.
Yeah. We are, yeah. I think we're steaming along rightly. I think we're getting there. But there you go. Right. Thanks as always, Steve. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Great to have you. And until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the technical things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.